Hey guys, welcome to Digit.in, and today we're here at the launch event of Le Ecos TVs, and we have two 65-inch televisions, one 55-inch television, and Prasid is actually going to walk us through some of the specifications and features. So Prasid, why don't you start by telling us which model we have behind us and what are the specs?
This is the X65 from Le Eco. So this is a mid-range model. It costs about 99,000 rupees, more towards 1,99,500. It has two HDMI ports. It runs on a Cortex A17 processor. That's a quad-core processor. It has 3 GB of RAM and 16 GB of storage. And one thing it really has, which I really like, it's a 4K TV, and it's got two USB 3.0 ports. So if you've been watching 4K TVs, you know that you need a USB 3.0 port to watch 4K, and it's got two USB 3.0 ports, which is something that others don't. Usually TVs have one USB 3.0 and two 2.0 ports. This one has two 3.0 ports and one USB 2.0 port, which is pretty much fine. There are also two HDMI 2.0 ports, which are again pretty much industry standard and quite
We also
fine
have a
for
bunch of
this
buttons
thing.
on the side
And,
for physical controls.
The buttons on the sides are of course for physical controls, but the TV runs on EUI 5.5, and that is layered over Android Lollipop. To be clear, this is not Android TV. This is not the Android TV interface. So actually you can call EUI the real OS on this TV. On this TV, EUI is a real OS. If you have a Le Eco phone, you can even use that as your remote, and it is pretty slim. It's the slimmest of the three TVs they have launched today. It is 10.9 mm slim and has got pretty slim bezels as well. That's narrow 13 mm bezels.
And also that we can see the stand is something that's really unique. It has a pretty unique looking stand below the TV, not your old school simple 4 pieces of leg. It kind of looks like a piece of art. So Prasid, does this have any ergonomics to it, or is it just for show?
So this is of course a show thing. The TV looks really good, as you can see. And often a problem with TVs is that when you place them on a stand, on a table or something, they don't look that good. So this stand takes care of that. It's something that Samsung has also been focusing on, and Le Eco has focused on as well.
Okay, so now we can probably move on to their flagship, their top of the line 65-inch model, which is out here. This is their top of the line model. So Prasid, this is called the Max 65. It's a 65-inch television. It's 3D, it's 4K, and
This is the one that has pretty much everything that you need in a TV. It is 8.9 mm. The bezels are 8.9 mm narrow, and it is a little thick, of course, 18.5 mm, but that's because there's a lot of things that are inside the TV. So this one runs again on a Cortex A17 quad-core processor that is clocked at 1.4 gigahertz. It has got 3D, but that is passive 3D.
So as you can probably see on my face right now, these are the kind of 3D glasses that you would be getting with the television, and they seem quite comfortable considering that I'm wearing glasses. They are thin and light, something that I think I've seen with LG TVs in the past, but white, really white, quite a bright color 3D technology, not something that I'm a really big fan of. But what else? Does the TV support HDR, Prasid?
No, at least they haven't spoken of HDR, and no, it does not support HDR technology, but the panel quality seems pretty good. The colors, to me at least in this slide, seem pretty good. They're punchy enough. They're of course not OLED quality, but yeah, this is one of the better panels you can buy out there. This TV of course costs about 1.5 lakh, which is their highest end. You will get the Supertainment package with all of Le Eco's TVs, by the way. So you will get
for 2 years now.
Sorry, a 2-year subscription. And the panel warranty on these TVs is 4 years, and you get 2-year warranty on the product itself. So that is the rest of the product.
As you can probably see right now, you have the back of the TV. It isn't really the slimmest TV out there. Well, it's not as slim as the X65 that we saw, but then again, it is quite the pretty beast. Now, if we can move on to the last television that we have, which is a 55-inch television. And so the 55-inch television is priced very competitively, something close to about 59,000 rupees, almost 60,000 rupees is what it's priced. And we can go on the other side. We had at the launch event, so there are a lot of people shooting out here. But there you can see the remotes. We were struggling to find some remotes to show you. That is what the remote will look like. You can, of course, control the television with your smartphone. The remote not only sports IR, but it has 2.4 gigahertz support as well. It's kind of relatively light. You have a Le button right in the middle, which Le Eco says gives you access to all your favorite apps. You have the standard volume controls. The texture feels something that I have seen on the new Apple TV remote, sort of. quite minimalistic, nothing too jarring, and it's got a little bit of heft to it, which is a nice thing. So
Yeah,
probably this is the one that is going to be the
This is of course
this
the
is going to be
mass
the
market
beginning,
product per se. Yeah. Again, since Samir was talking about the remotes, it's important to note that you can also use a Loico phone with these TVs. You will get all the controls on that, and it runs on EUI 5.5. So the X55 has a 15.5 mm. It is 15.5 mm at its thinnest. So that is, there's a back panel which is of course a little thicker, and the bezels are the narrowest here at 6.9 mm. So this TV has the narrowest bezels. It does have less RAM than the other two. The other two that you saw had 3 GB of RAM, while this one has 2 GB of RAM, but the internal storage also goes down to 8 GB from 16 GB that you saw on those two. But it still runs on the Cortex A17 processor, and it is still clocked at 1.4 gigahertz, and it is a quad core processor. And one thing that you will notice with all of these Loico TVs is that the UI is really smooth. One thing that has been missing from wearables and TVs is a fast UI. The Android TV is smooth, many of them are smooth, but none of them are fast. Loico's UI is really fast, and it's actually a very good experience, at least on first impression. This TV also has two HDMI 2.0 ports, two HDMI 3.0 ports, and one HDMI 2.0 port. So HDMI 3.0 ports is what you need for 4K playback, and like I said before, all of these three TVs are 4K compatible, but they are not, of course, HDR compatible, which is fine.
Well, there you have it, guys. That was our first look at the Loico TVs that were launched today. Like we said, the price ranges from a mere 60,000 rupees all the way up to a lakh and a half.
A lakh and a half.
A lakh and a half. So if you're in the market to pick up one of these TVs, well, I think you should actually stay tuned for our review. On first impressions, like Prasid said, they have a good UI. You can control it with your phone in case that remote gets lost or dies. It's only if you have a Loico phone. You also get the Loico content for 2 years. You get 4 years warranty on the panel.
No,
too.
if you have a Loico phone, you get to control the whole TV. If you have any other phone, you can still control the TV. It's still got
Yes. Okay, so it still has IR. Yes, you can do that. And of course, for more videos like this one, you can stay tuned to the Digit YouTube channel. We're going to sign off and probably watch some more TV on these Loico TVs.